ladies and gentlemen, the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jean ad. If you haven't seen it, don't worry. We will play that ad for you. And we will reflect. If you want, first, let's play the clip.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
So, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. So, Sydney Sweeney's recent American Eagle ad campaign titled, quote, Sydney Sweeney Has Great Jeans, Jeans, has sparked significant controversy due to its wordplay on jeans. Okay, you know, jeans as in like
G-E-N-E-S.
We all have jeans. Damn, they both are like
G-E-N-E-S.
Right. Jeans, G-E-N-E-S versus jeans as in the jeans that you wear that are
Girl,
blue.
and then she points to my jumpsuit. We love to see it.
All right, so Sydney Sweeney's Has Great Jeans has sparked significant controversy due to its wordplay on jeans with a G and jeans with a J. Critics, aka me being one of them, argue that this pun evokes eugenic themes, particularly as Sweeney is portrayed as a blonde, blue-eyed woman, which some interpret as promoting white genetic superiority. The backlash intensified after Sweeney's direct address in the ad stating, quote, my jeans are blue. While buttoning up a pair of jeans, this line, intended as a clever twist, was perceived by some as racially insensitive and reminiscent of historical eugenics ideologies. In response to the criticism, American Eagle has removed the ad from several platforms. Adding to this, also Dunkin' released an ad. I think they have several for their like new refreshers.
Look, I didn't ask to be the king of summer. It just kind of happened. This tan? Genetics. I just got my color analysis back. Guess what? Golden summer. Literally. I can't help it. Every time I drink a Dunkin' Golden Hour refresher, it's like the sun just finds me. So if sipping these refreshers makes me the king of summer, guilty as charged.
And in one of them, it's also this white male who's very tanned, and they also bring up jeans. So I don't know what it is with all of these brands and jeans. Let it go. It's 2025, and we can definitely tell that you have no diversity in these areas. And there is a very big difference between diversity and inclusion, because you can have all the diversity you want, but if you're not actually listening to those people or making it a space where we can feel comfortable to express, because you know there's people that is like, oh yeah, we need our diversity numbers up, but you can't say a word because they're like, okay, yeah, and they never take your 2 cents. But how I feel about it, yes, I do think that it was a very bad tasting. First of all, the way she sounded was weird, and number two, nobody in the room thought, like when we were doing a photo shoot, you remember I had like this whole idea, right? I went on Pinterest and one of us was supposed to be on the floor. And I immediately said, oh yeah, we're not doing that because it's just not gonna, like sometimes people don't have, obviously the intention is not, oh, you be on the floor and I'm sitting on on a big chair, but people perceive things differently. And I think that idea immediately was like, oh yeah, we not doing that, and we rejected it. But it's like, you can tell when you don't have diversity in a room.
Yeah. So for me, right, when I saw, like, I remember when I saw a lot of people talking about it and I didn't see the ad. So like when people were talking about it and like giving all these think pieces, I was just like, ooh, I was like, she got the internet mad, and I just kept scrolling, right? So then it finally popped up on my TikTok and I watched the ad and she was like, my jeans are blue. And I was just like, oh, because her blue eyes, right? So like to me, like when I saw this, the first thing that came to my mind, I'm like, the whole commercial concept is cringy. Like, I think besides the conversation that people are having about eugenics and everything like that, the whole concept for it is cringy. And people were saying that she was trying to emulate this other commercial that was done in the past with this other lady who was like, she was underage at the time. Like, she said she felt very uncomfortable. I don't want to say, I don't know her name or nothing like that, but people were saying like it compared to that, and they were trying to basically replicate do that. Yeah, replicate that. So to me, because I know very little about Sydney Sweeney, but from what I know about her, like the way she's talking in this like clip and things like that, like that's how she's casted in a lot of movies, like as like this promiscuous, like blonde, blue-eyed girl. So it's like, to me, when I saw the commercial, I was like, it's fitting because like she's typecasted in this space, right? So when I saw this, like I said, for me, like I didn't think like, oh my God, eugenics, like they're trying to promote blonde hair, blue eyes, white people. Because to me, like she's like people are like, oh, she's trying to say like the best genes to have is blonde hair, blue eyes, and be white.
In the ad, I don't know if you saw the full ad, but she was like talking about how like genes are passed down from generation to generation, and like they like basically saying that she has the best genes, and then proceeds to talk about her blue eyes. Like
I
no, and it's totally fine.
No, I get what you're saying. I think for me, I get the concept in terms of the wordplay. Like they're like, okay, genes, we're gonna play this, that, and third. I get the word play.
It's 2025. We're not here for that.
Wordplay is with everything.
No, I understand that, but when we're talking about genes, and the whole concept is like you have the best genes, and you know the racial tensions in America. I don't care as a company, and that's another thing. I feel like I've discussed this in other episodes.
If it was you, right, and they had you say genes passed down from this to this to this, would it be a problem?
I feel like I would just like, can we switch this up?
Would you really though?
Genes, I just feel like the whole ad gave weird.
Like I said, I think the concept for the whole ad anyway was very cringy. It's like you being seductive to me talking about genes was very weird, right?
And are passed down.
But I think if it was any other person, and I'm talking about somebody of a different race, and they did this genes thing, it would not have been that big of a deal. And I think for me, it's American Eagle, correct? Mm-hmm. American Eagle was never a brand that was ever for me. I was never interested in American Eagle. So when I saw this, maybe that's another reason why I felt very unaffected, because I was just like, American Eagle is never anything that
like we're not the audience they trying to cater to.
And so like, and I'm not saying like that's right, but at the end of the day, for me, that's my truth, that American Eagle was never a brand that I felt like represented me ever. Because mind you, going to a predominantly white school, they were all going to American Eagle, this, that, and the third. Never appealed to me. When they were going to Aeropostale, never appealed to me. Like those things did not appeal to me. And also I think for me, when people sit here and try to say like she's trying to say she has the best genes, I have never considered bleach blonde hair, blue eyes, and white skin to be desirable to me.
Right.
So when she says she got the best genes, the first thing I say, you got to have confidence. That's really like, to me, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So like, I think for me, from like a creative standpoint, I get the concept of like wordplay and genes. Do I think that the commercial was appetizing in any way? No. Do I feel like it was typecasted? Because that's how I always see Sydney Sweeney, as being like promiscuous and looking as if she's a sex object. Did it do that? Yes, it typecasted her. Just the way that she usually is. So to me, I get where everybody's coming from in terms of eugenics and stuff like that. I just did not take it that way because, again, there's nothing about American Eagle that's ever appealed to me. There's nothing about that girl's eugenics that has ever said attracted to me. And there's nothing about the commercial that was going to motivate me to go anywhere near there.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. I feel like growing up, A, they were expensive, but B, is like, girl, none of them sizes is fitting me. Their size 6, it really is a size 2. Maybe they've changed, but I've never really walked into that store. So, you know, maybe they were just trying to cater to their audience, which is primarily white. I just, again, I don't think it was right. And I think if you did have someone in the room, they would have been like, this is a bit weird. And again, there's a difference between diversity and inclusion. You could have all the diversity on a stat sheet, but if you're not actually including them and their decisions, it's not gonna make
I definitely agree with you guys. Like, I see, like, I know there's gonna be some people who are gonna misconstrue everything I just said, and I'm not saying I don't understand where people are coming from, but what I'm saying is, like, there's definitely ways that they could have made the ad 1000% better if you're going to go off that concept of genes, because there's different genotypes for everything, right? So it's like the way they could have made it better and had more diversity, equity, and inclusion is if they had various people of different shades talking about some my jeans, my jeans, my jeans. Like jeans are passed down from generation to generation. Or if they're going to say like jeans are passed down from generation to generation, and they actually had like different
Your
people
grandma,
of like, you know, like, you know, doing things like that. Like, I feel like there's a way of execution, especially when you do have those type of elaborate like
ads.
Right. So now also to the Dunkin' one. When he was like, my golden dinner, I was like, he knew he just picked up a bottle of self tanner and just rubbed it on him. Like,
right.
My man,
you know it's self tan when it's matte
orange. Like, it was giving Oompa Loompa. So
I'm like, child, that's not a true tan.
I was just like,
but my thing is like, those are things. It's like, why couldn't you just get someone that's like
tan.
like me? I am like all shades. Depending on when you catch me, baby, I could be extra dark or extra white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so it's just like, why couldn't you just get a naturally tan person for the golden thing? Like, why are we faking it when we have it?
I just think these concepts were just very executed, very cringily. Like, it just like
cringily. Add that to what
girl, let's add it for real. Because like, to me, I was just sitting there. I'm like, when Shayla sent to me, she was like, "Oh, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm gonna mention this." And I looked at the ad, I said, what is this?
And I'm just like, if you wanted to do a golden one, why couldn't you just find someone that is naturally like caramel or like chocolate skin? I also want to mention another thing. You know how people always be like, oh, they always want to make everything about race. They always want to make everything about race. And then y'all make it so, the Dunkin' ad talking about some jeans and genetics and this, and I get it on the American Eagle.
He said, I got my analysis back.
Right. And then for the American Eagle thing, it was like a wordplay on that. I just feel like, but they bring up the blue eyes, like the stereotypical genetic things. And it's like, well, no, you guys make it about race. And that's why we clock it every single time.
Yeah, I just think when you do have like these ad spaces, and like Shayla always says like, oh, like Rebecca, you're the marketer, you like that marketing conversation, because like I do think marketing to people, this is why Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, because the way it's marketed, the way that like we convince people as a whole, like this is like this is the meaning of this, and it's just like, I think when it comes to marketing, you have to be very intentional, and you have to also remember, just because you're designating something to your audience, but what you're also doing is trying to promote to people who aren't already like accustomed to your brand, right? So it's just like, if you have never been interested in American Eagle like me, and you do a commercial like this, and like, again, I have no correlation to Sydney Sweeney. Like, the girl got nothing to do with me. I don't care about nothing she got going on. And then I'm seeing all this buying jeans. I'm gonna be like, girl, what are we doing here? Like, what is going on? This man talk about stuff. I got my color analysis back and I'm sun-kissed, whatever. What? Sir, you bought that from L'Oreal Self Tanner. Stop playing with me.
Yeah. And I think also that's why it's so important as women of color, like, support people that support you.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of like, we was never purchasing from American Eagle, period. They not catered to us. Like, that was never our cup of tea. But like, go where you are wanted and appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many other clothing brands that are Black owned, Latino owned, that you can go out and support. Like, coffee shops that are small owned. Like, go where you are appreciated. Because these companies, I also remember like a few years back when Kendall Jenner did the Pepsi Coke ad.
Oh, it was Coke? Or Pepsi or something.
It was like a soda ad, and it was like, mind you, like peak of all the protests happening. And this girl just pulled up, this whole chaos happening, police officers and everything, and she over here just opening up a can of Pepsi. I'm like, girl, are you okay? And also, like, again, I'm a nobody, but like, I think when you go into these rooms, sometimes people just care about the money, but like, you are the face of this, whether you want to agree with it or not. Like, oh, well, I just went with the scripts. Well, baby, you are the face.
But I think also it's very important also who you pick to have in these spaces, right? So like, and I'm talking about in terms of like who you choose to have the face of these campaigns, because there's a lot of times where like, I see certain people that I know, like celebrities and stuff, that I do not like, that if they are the face of an ad, I'm automatically not going to be a part of that brand. Like, prime example, we'll talk about Love Island a little later, but like Huda Beauty. There was a girl on, or Huda, I think it's Huda. So Huda Beauty, they just did a partnership where they have a collab happening with one of the girls who was just in this recent season of Love Island, and her name was Huda. Now, there's a lot of mixed reactions when it comes to that girl, because some people do not like her. I am one of them. And there's some people who love her and think she could do no wrong. And now because I see that collab and I see what you're lining yourself with, I'm automatically uninterested in the brands. And I hate that because I love this one concealer by Huda Beauty. But because I see that you're going to sit here and correlate with her, and I've seen the things that some of her fan bases have said when it comes to Black, brown, Latinas, and everything like that. Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with that girl. So now you lose a customer. But again, the people who love her, they're going to be now going to Huda Beauty because they're like, so you're like, you go to where you feel like your morals and everything align with best. And like, when you do make that decision, just make sure that you are comfortable with it. Now, will I ever go to an Aerie? Will I ever go to an American Eagle? They don't got nothing for me. You see this voluptuous booty? They don't got nothing to squeeze over this. Okay?
I feel like if you got any type of curve, it's not for you. That's why we got Levi's. But anyways, on to the next. On to our next.